Hello and welcome. This is a beginner Pilates mat class, perfect for those who have done Pilates before, if they want a beginner level class, or for people who have never done Pilates before. All you need for this workout is a Pilates mat. Pilates mat is thick, so if you don't have a thick mat, you can stack 2 yoga mats on top of each other or put a towel underneath the yoga mat, and you need a small towel about this size. So let's get started. Okay, to begin, we are going to get our towel rolled up. So the way that I like to do this is hold the towel this way, fold it in half, and keep it in the same orientation and fold it in half again. And that will make it nice and thick when you roll it up into a roll. Make sure that you don't fold it, you're only going to roll it. So roll it up. I rolled mine up all the way. And place it underneath your lower back and just see if that feels comfortable. Some people will have to leave a little bit of a tail end that is not rolled up because they don't have as much space under their low back. But the way that you test it out is if you can lie on your back, and when you try to move your pelvis, you can barely move it, then the towel is the perfect roll. If you can move your pelvis a lot, you're going to want to make that towel thicker. So go ahead and lie on your back. Find the correct placement for that towel wherever you have the most space under your low back. And just take a moment to set your alignment. So make sure the back of your neck is long and you don't have your chin away from your chest. You can put something under your head if you need to. Make sure that your legs are centered and your body is centered in the middle of your mat. And then bend your knees, and this is the most important part about Pilates. Your pelvis has to stay neutral. That means the hip points and the pubic bone are all at the same height. So can you keep the back of your pelvis very heavy on the mat and lift your right leg to tabletop? Don't let those bones of your pelvis move, and lift your left leg to tabletop. Press your arms into the mat, press the back of the head and shoulder blades into the mat. Without bending at the knee, march your right thigh away from your chest so your right foot taps the mat. If it's too hard to tap the mat, you just go as far as you can, and left thigh lowers. Left thigh lifts. Right thigh lowers. Right thigh lifts. Left thigh lowers. Left thigh lifts. And then lower one foot at a time to the mat. If your back was hurting, that is the sign that your towel is in the wrong position or it's not thick enough. You're engaging your back instead of your core. So now let's do one more little warm-up that's a little bit harder than that one. This time, to make sure your pelvis stays heavy on the mat, come onto your tiptoes. You'll feel the back of your pelvis really heavy on the mat. Curl your head off the mat. Again, make sure you haven't lifted your pelvis off the mat with your head. Just your head and shoulders curling up. Come back to that tabletop position. And now you're going to do the same exercise with your head off the mat. Tap the right foot to the mat, lift it up. Tap the left foot, lift it up, keep going. If you see your belly button popping out, that is a sign that your leg is going too low. That's a sign you should not try to tap the mat, you should go halfway down. And lift, one more on the other side. Left foot taps, left foot lifts, and then grab your knees and lower your head so that your spine gets a nice stretch here. Okay, so those are the basics. That's all you're going to need to know how to do before we begin. So now that you've done those 2 pre-Pilates warm-up exercises, you're ready for the first exercise in the beginner mat series. This is the 100, and it's really going to get your heart pumping and your blood circulating. So press your arms into the mat and curl your head up. As you curl your head up, your fingertips slide further towards the edge of the mat. Find your tabletop position again. Look at your pelvis. Make sure you haven't tucked and lifted your tailbone off the ground. Hover your arms off the mat and pump your arms up and down. So we inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 80 more pumps to go. Exhale all the air out. Inhale as much air as you can. Exhale all the air out. We have 60 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very nice job. We're moving on to the roll up. So straighten your legs on your mat. And reach your arms backwards without bending your elbows, without letting your shoulder blades lift off the mat. Inhale to reach back. As you exhale, flex your feet towards your face. Bring your arms forward. Bring your chin to your chest and peel your spine off the mat one bone at a time. You're exhaling the whole time. You can pulse forward 2 times to stretch your spine. And inhale as you roll back. Again, I want to make sure I'm nice and centered and symmetrical. I'm inhaling, 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 inhaling. Right about when my shoulder blades hit the ground, I can exhale. Inhale to begin. On your exhale, start to move the arms forward. Bring the chin to the chest. Exhale more as you round off the mat one bone at a time. Look at your stomach. Pulse 2 times. Inhale as you roll back down. Press the back of your thighs to the mat. They will try to lift off the mat. Don't let them. Reaching back on the exhale. Inhale. And then on the exhale, bring your chin to your chest. Round off the mat. Pulse 2 times. We're exhaling even more as we pulse. Inhaling to roll down. Pressing the back of the legs to the mat. Exhale, reach back. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, curl your chin to your chest, head peels off the mat, spine peels off the mat, pulse, pulse, and inhale as you roll down. Nice and symmetrical, nice and centered. Reaching back one last time, and press your arms to the mat. Grab your right knee and hug it into your chest for single leg circles. So if you feel like you need to adjust your towel, you always can adjust it. Sometimes it will feel too thick when you pull a knee into your chest, and in that case, you can just unroll it, leave a little tail end that is not rolled up. So this exercise is a little bit harder, single leg circles. Press your left thigh into the mat with a flexed left foot. Press your arms and shoulders into the mat. Even press the back of your head into the mat, and see how straight your right leg can get up into the air. It might not get all the way straight, it might not get to 90 degrees, that's okay. Circle it towards your left leg, down around to your right, and back to where you started. That's where you stop, and then continue. Left, down around, right, pause. Left, down around, right, pause. Left, down around, right, pause, and left, down around, right, reverse. Right, down around, left. Focus on your head, shoulder blades, and arms on the mat. 3 more. Right, down around, left, up, right, down around. Make it a full circle, not a half circle. Right, down around, left. Now you can have that knee go to stretch. But try to keep your left knee on the mat if you can. And straighten your right leg. Peek up at your feet. Make sure your hips and feet are centered in your mat. And then hug your left knee into your chest. And flex your right foot. So the whole time you're circling your left leg, I want you to press your right leg into the mat as hard as you can. Arms press into the mat, shoulders press into the mat, back of the head presses into the mat, leg stretches to the ceiling. You can turn it out and then circle it towards your right leg, down around left, up, right, down around left. 3 more. As you circle your leg, don't let your other leg move. 2 more times, and bring it up. Last time, and up, reverse. Left, down around, right, up. Don't let your knee bend. The knee that's on the ground has to be really super straight. The knee that's in the air can bend. Do 1 more. Left, down around, right. Hug that knee. Give it a nice stretch. And then straighten that leg next to your other leg. Reach your arms back. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, peel your spine off the mat. Flex your feet towards your face. Look at your stomach. Pulse, pulse. Nice job, guys. Move your towel out of your way. And bring your knees into your chest. This is rolling like a ball. Now we want to massage the spine. That's why we have such a thick mat. So if you don't have a thick mat, make sure you have a towel underneath your spine for this exercise. Grab the front of your shins as low as you can reach. For some people, it will be near the knee. For others, it will be near the ankle. But you want to slide your hands down as low as they can go. And start by coming onto your tiptoes. This is going to engage your lowest core muscles. From here, slide your toes closer to you until you can hover your feet off the mat. So now my spine is curved. That's how I want it to be, but I don't want to slouch. So pull your chest and thighs together and lengthen the back of your neck, keeping your chin to your chest. All you have to do now is pull your stomach muscles in, and your body will rock backwards, and then you'll rock back up. So again, we're not going to slouch to rock backwards. We're just going to contract our muscles, and that's going to rock us backwards. So pull your belly button in, you rock back, you rock up. Keep going. Inhale to go back. Exhale to go up. Press your shins into your hands and pull back at your legs as hard as you can. Inhale to go back. Exhale to come up. Last time. Inhale to go back. Exhale to come up. Good job. And that's meant to be fun. So hopefully it was fun. But now you're going to put your towel back under your lower back. Every transition is also a exercise in Pilates. We don't waste any moment. So to transition back to lying on our backs, position the towel behind you, reach your arms in front of you, squeeze your inner thighs together, and roll down onto that towel as slow as you can go. Don't let your body speed through it. Once you're all the way down, position that towel exactly correct. Bring your knees into your chest. And make sure that when both knees are into your chest, the back of your pelvis is firmly on the mat. I don't want to see your tailbone or your sacrum lifting off the mat like this. I want your whole back of your pelvis pressing into the mat. So again, if you need to leave a little tail end of that towel unrolled, you can. And now we come back into our Pilates curl. So without curling your tailbone up off the mat, curl your head off the mat. If you see your belly button pushing out, you need to get your tailbone and sacrum pressing into the mat harder. Grab your right knee, slide your right hand to your ankle, stretch your left leg to 45 degrees in the air, switch legs, and switch. Now you're grabbing that shin. You're not just touching your shin, you're grabbing it and pulling it. This is single leg stretch, also called single leg pull. Switch, switch, pull that shin, switch. Bring your chin closer to your chest, switch, 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 switch. Now bring both knees in and lower your head one neck bone at a time. We get a little neck stretch here. You're just going to turn your head right and turn your head left. Just stretch your neck muscles. And now we're on to double leg stretch or double leg pull. So again, don't curl your tailbone up off the mat. Press your tailbone and sacrum into the mat. Curl your head up off the mat. You should see your belly button pull in. Stretch your legs out to 45 degrees with your heels together and just reach your arms forward. And now hug your knees back into your chest. Can you curl your head up higher? Stretch arms and legs out. Reach longer. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale to go out. Exhale to hug it in. Inhale out. Exhale, hug it in. We have two more. Inhale out. Is your tailbone and sacrum heavy on the mat? Exhale, hug it in. Inhale as you reach. And exhale, hug it in. Lower your head. Turn your head right and left. And then reach your arms and legs in opposite directions. And this is another transition that's also an exercise. So inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, peel your spine off the mat one bone at a time. And I like to just grab my feet now. It's nice to just stretch your body out. Okay, slide backwards until your heels are firmly on your mat. They're not hanging off your mat. And they're as wide as the mat. You can move your towel out of the way. And now that we're sitting, it's a little bit harder to get the pelvis neutral. So technically, we would have the same alignment of the pelvis. Our hip points and our pubic bone would be in the same vertical plane, but that's really, really hard to get when you're sitting. Most people, the back of their body is tight. So if you can't get your pelvis fully, the front of your pelvis fully vertical, I want you to sit with your legs crossed. Another modification would be to keep your legs straight, but sit on top of a block or a book or something tall, and that's going to let you get the front of your pelvis neutral, even if your knees have to stay a little bent. So you're going to find the position that works for you where the front of your pelvis is neutral, or aka vertical, and just reach your arms forward. Don't touch the ground, but just reach your arms forward. Flex your feet towards your face. To sit up taller, I want you to stick your butt out. That's how we engage the low core muscles. Then bring your chin to your chest. Now your palms will touch the floor completely, and you'll slide your palms forward to stretch your spine forward. So I'm letting the base of my palm touch the mat. I'm not just touching my fingertips. And if you've gone as far as you can go, do a little pulse, and then slide your palms back until your palms can't touch the mat anymore, and then they just hover in the air. Pull your shoulder blades down your back, stick your butt out to sit up taller, fingertips touch the mat, palms touch the mat, chin to your chest, slide the palms forward to round the spine forward. We are rounded as can be. And then pulse, inhale, slide back, stack up tall, and just hover the hands off the mat. And again, fingertips touch the mat, palms touch the mat, chin to the chest, belly button pulse in, pulse, inhale, stack up tall. Last one, flex your feet more, exhale, round forward, pulse, inhale, stack up tall. Now I want you to bring your arms out to the sides. Make sure you're not going too far backwards with your arms. Just reach your fingertips opposite of each other and bring your arms to the height of your shoulders. Same position with your feet or your legs as you had in the last exercise. Stick your butt out to sit up taller. Twist towards your right leg. Reach towards your right pinky toe. If your pinky toe is not there because you've modified it, just imagine that it's there. You pulse 3 times and then inhale, stack up tall. This is the hard part. Can you be twisted but tall? Exhale, twist to the left. Reach past your left pinky toe. That's your goal. Pulse 3 times. Inhale, stack up tall. Exhale, twist to the right. Exhale even more as you pulse. 3 times here. Inhale, stack up tall. Sit up taller by sticking your butt out. Exhale, twist to the left. Pulse, pulse. Inhale, up. 1 more each way. Exhale, right. Pulse. Inhale, up. Exhale, left. Reach as far as you can. Chin to chest. Inhale, stack up tall. Exhale. Twist to the center. Sit up taller. Stick your butt out. Lower your arms down. Okay, now we flip onto the stomach. And just rest your forehead on your mat and align your palms underneath your shoulders. So you don't have your elbows on the ground, they're just a little bit off the ground. Push the tops of your feet into the mat as hard as you can. When you push your feet into the mat, your kneecaps will lift away from the mat. So I want you to feel that. I want you to push your feet down until you feel that kneecap lift away from the ground. And then reach your elbows backwards to get your shoulders stretching away from your ears. So now we're almost in the right alignment to lift into our swan position. We just need to engage the core. So pull your belly button in, keep pushing your feet down, lift your head, lift your chest. You push into your hands the tiniest little amount. Don't overly use your arms. And then once you've lifted your head and chest, reach your head out of your shoulders like a turtle, reach your elbows back further, get that neck stretch. And exhale as you lower down. And again, press your feet into the mat. Your feet do not have to be together. They can be hip width apart. Inhale as you lift. You'll see that my kneecaps are still hovering off the mat. I'm still trying to pull my belly button in. Exhale as you lower. 3 more times. Feet push down. Inhale, lift head and chest. Hold it here. Can you hover your hands off the mat? Pull your belly button in more. Lower your hands. Lower your head. And inhale as you lift. It's hard to inhale and pull the belly button in, but that's why Pilates is hard. Exhale as you lower. And sit back on your heels in child's pose. It's just a little oppositional stretch for the spine that feels really good. And now come out onto your forearms. So as you come back out here, I want you to see if you can keep your pelvis off the ground. So your thighs can touch the ground, but your pelvis tries to hover right off the ground. Now your core is engaged. So can you keep your core engaged? Make two fists. Push your fists into the ground. If your legs can be together, great. If it hurts your knees, you can keep your legs hip width apart. Pull your shoulder blades down your back. Reach the top of your head out of your shoulders. Kick your right heel towards your butt without your head moving. So we kick twice. Kick, kick, lower, switch. Kick, kick, lower, switch. I don't want to see this, right? My whole body collapses when I kick. I want to be nice and engaged in my muscles. Kick, kick, switch. Kick, kick, switch. Keep going. Imagine there's a house of cards right in front of your nose or right in front of your head, and when you kick your heel to your butt, your head cannot touch the house of cards and make it fall down. That is how hard you are trying to keep your body still. Kick, kick, switch. Kick, kick, switch. Last one on the left side. And one more time, sit back in child's pose. It helps to make your knees as wide as your mat in child's pose to get your lower back to stretch more. And then flip onto the side of your body and align yourself against the back edge of your mat, the edge of your mat that's furthest away. You are going to get as straight as that edge. So I'm putting my heels on that edge, my pelvis, and then I'm going to lie on my upper arm, rest your head on your hand. Your elbow is now against that back edge. It's a very hard position to hold. So if this is hurting your wrists, sometimes it hurts the shoulder, the neck, you can just put your arm flat on the mat and rest your head on your hand. But it is optimal to have your head up like this. It makes the exercise a little bit harder. So now I want you to peek at your pelvis. Is your top hip bone further back than your bottom hip bone? This bone right here in the front of the hip. I want you to align those bones so they're stacked on top of each other. And then lengthen your legs longer by pointing your toes and lift both legs off the mat. It's okay to have your ribs off the mat. That is actually ideal. Bring your legs forward until they're about in the middle of the mat. If your legs are longer, you can go to the front edge of the mat. But usually somewhere around the middle of the mat is perfect. And then just lengthen your top leg longer. So you're going to point it and lengthen it. And now, see if you can keep your whole body still as you kick that top leg forward with a pointed toe. Kick, kick, stretch back. I am not moving very far. I am trying to focus on the part of my body that I should be keeping still. So the leg that's moving is not even my focus. It's the rest of my body that's my focus. Kick, kick, stretch back. Kick, kick, stretch back. Make sure that the arm that's in front of you is not doing too much work. You're not hiking your shoulder up to your ear. Kick, kick, stretch back. Kick, kick, stretch back. Bring your top leg onto your bottom leg. Flex your feet towards your face and turn both feet out. So when you look at your feet, they make the letter V. Now this is where people will go into the wrong pelvis alignment. They'll start to bring their pubic bone forward and tuck their pelvis. Don't do that. Do the opposite. Stick your butt out. We need a neutral pelvis here. And then try to lift your top leg in the direction that your foot is pointing. So it's going to be forward and up and lower down. Let's just flex it the whole time. Lift and lower. Lift, exhaling, inhaling to lower. Turn that thigh out. If your thigh can't turn out, you're probably tucking. So do the opposite. Stick your butt out, turn your thigh out. Then you'll be able to lift it up. Lower down, last time. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Now keep your feet in this alignment. Check that your pelvis is neutral. Stick your butt out again if you need to. Circle only your top leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest your legs. Let's do the other side. So again, line your body up exactly on your mat. Your heels, your pelvis, your elbow and arm are all against the edge of the mat. The elbow especially, the elbow is the thing that wants to come forward. The arm in front of you is only helping you a little tiny bit. It's not doing too much work. Don't hike that shoulder up. Lengthen your legs and lift them. Bring them to the middle of the mat. Place them down. Look at your pelvis. You do not want your pubic bone shoved forward of your hip points. So everything is in the same plane. And then lengthen your top leg longer. It's about at hip height. It's not going to go higher than your hip. Kick it forward twice. Kick, kick. Stretch it back. You're going to keep your foot pointed. Kick, kick. Stretch back. You are pointing your foot because you're lengthening that leg. Even though you're kicking forward and back, you're also reaching it longer away from your body. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale as you kick. And then inhale, but don't shove your chest forward as you go backwards with your leg. Exhale to kick. Inhale, the rest of your body doesn't move as your leg stretches back. 2 more times. Exhaling to kick. Inhaling to stretch back. Keep your shoulder away from your ear. Last one. Exhale, kick, kick. Inhale, stretch back. Bring your top leg onto your bottom leg. Flex your feet towards your face. Turn your feet out. Your pelvis will try to tuck here. Make sure it doesn't by sticking your butt out. Okay. Then your top leg lifts in the direction your foot is pointing. And exhale down. Exhaling to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. If you feel your hip flexor right here doing all the work, you are tucking your pelvis. You're shoving your pubic bone forward. So stick your butt out, turn your foot out, then try to lift up. See how different that feels. You might not be able to lift that high, and that is okay. Our goal is not to lift our leg high. Our goal is to lift our leg with our core muscles. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Now keep your heels together and circle your top leg. 8, 7, 6, 5. The hips shouldn't move at all. Reverse it. Stick your butt out if you feel like your pelvis is tucking. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job, guys. Roll onto your backs. This is where you get your only stretch of beginner Pilates other than child's pose. Oh, we just take a moment to stretch. We don't have to do any work right here. We just have to relax into this glute stretch. So you cross your ankle over your thigh. And I like to sway side to side because I get different parts of my glutes to stretch that way. And then switch legs. And here's a little trick. Sometimes the glutes are really tight and it's hard to grab your thigh or your knee. So you can unroll your towel and hook your towel behind your leg and hold your leg with your towel. And even though this is not an exercise, we do want to pay attention to our alignment. So make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. Make sure your chin is towards your chest but not away from your chest. Sway side to side if that feels good to you. And then uncross that leg so you can rest your feet on the mat and put your towel back underneath your lower back. Okay. Straighten your body flat on your mat. Let your arms rest by your sides with your palms facing up. Squeeze your heels and inner thighs together and rotate your thighs out. So you have heels together, toes apart, or sometimes it's calves together if the heels won't touch, or inner thighs together. But whatever's touching, you're squeezing it together. Let your palms face up. Point your toes longer. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, Lift your arms, legs, and torso off the mat. This is called teaser. So can you lift everything up and hold it there? And then when you lower down, can you look at your toes, look at your toes, look at your toes, look at your toes? Feet and head touch the mat at the same time. So that is teaser. Here we go again. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, lengthen everything as you lift it. Hold yourself here. Are you lengthening your legs? Are you squeezing your inner thighs together? Squeeze them even harder as you lower down. Head and feet touch the mat at the same time. It's helpful to watch your feet. Last one. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Look at your feet as you lift. Hopefully your toes are about as high as your eyes or your head. And inhale as you lower. And then no fancy transition here. Just see if you can hug your knees into your chest and rock up to sitting. And slide that towel out of your way. So we have our second spine massage exercise. This is called the seal. You'll see why in a second. Place your palms together and dive your hands between your legs. From underneath your feet, lift your feet up. Now you're balanced on your tailbone again. It will feel like rolling like a ball. Look down into your abdominal muscles and pull them in as much as you can. So we want to start thighs to chest, chest to thighs, muscles pulled in. Here's why it's called the seal. Clap your feet together 3 times. Clap, clap, clap. Pull your stomach muscles in more, and that's going to rock you backwards. Then you try to clap, 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 and rock back up. Again, this one should be fun. Here we go. Clap, clap, clap. Pull your stomach in, rock back. Clap, clap, clap. Rock back up. Clap, clap, clap. Rock it back. Clap, clap, clap. Roll it up. See if you can keep your core doing the work and not use momentum. Clap, clap, clap. Stomach pulls in. Clap, clap, clap. It pulls in more. One more. Clap, clap, clap. Stomach pulls in. Clap, clap, clap. Stomach pulls in more. Nice job. Lower your feet. And come onto all fours. This is the way that I like to do plank position in beginner Pilates. It's very helpful to start on all fours because it helps you get into the right alignment. You will probably notice that your body just instinctively goes here and puts your wrist way in front of your shoulders because it's a little bit easier. But we want things to be hard and we want the core to be engaged. So we want to pull the wrists slightly further back than the shoulders. Don't just lean your body forward. I guarantee you your body will lean back again. Actually slide your wrist closer to your knees until you feel like your shoulders are pulling down away from your head and your core has to engage a little bit more. From here, slide your left leg back behind you. And if you need to look, you can look, but it should be centered on your mat, not off to the left. And then all you're going to do is tuck your right toes underneath and lift your right knee. And this gives you a really good idea of how a Pilates plank should feel. Your arms are working, your upper back is working, your core is working. And now stretch your heels and head away from each other. And lower one knee at a time. Okay, there's always one side of your core stronger than the other, so let's try the other leg. Slide the right leg back. Make sure the left toes are tucked under. You're basically in the right alignment. You just have to hover that knee off the ground to make it hard. So again, lift that knee. Hold yourself here. Lengthen your head out of your shoulders. Lengthen your leg backwards. Hold it for 3 more seconds. And lower one knee at a time. Okay. Sit back in child's pose. Take a little stretch. And then shake out the wrists. And now we're gonna get into full plank and we're gonna hold that plank. So here we go. You're on all fours. Make sure your wrists are slightly behind your shoulders, not in front of your shoulders. Slide whichever leg first, doesn't matter, but slide one leg back and look at that foot and make sure it's centered. When you slide the other leg back, you'll have heels together, toes apart. But first, lift the knee. Don't drop your pelvis. Slide that leg back. Squeeze your heels together. Squeeze your butt. You can tuck your pelvis. Lengthen your head out of your shoulders. Come more forward on your toes. Hold that plank. 10, 9, 8. You've got it. 7, squeeze your thighs. 6, 5, 4, lengthen your head. 3, 2, 1, lift your butt into the air. Nice job. Walk your hands towards your feet. You may have to bend your knees, and that's totally fine. See if you can walk your hands to your feet. And then just stay here and let your spine stretch. I like to grab my elbows, and you can drop your head really heavy. And shake your head no. And drop your arms down. And stack your spine up tall. So your core is engaged. Every single muscle you use today is engaged. You have beautiful standing posture. And you are done with your beginner mat routine. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.